Now, camouflage, unfortunately, it's an excellent ability, but as you can see here, three of the four camo creatures, one of which wasn't actually camo in Insect Invasion, three of the four camo abilities are um, they come with regen, and that means that if you want a good camo unit, then you'll be getting regen with it because unfortunately the camo regen less camo is of course the snowy owl, which is a flying creature and has pretty shitty base stats. Um, so rattlesnake, chameleon, walking stick, those are your main options. Of course, chameleon has the range attack, which you don't usually use all that much until the later game because it is so expensive. And walking stick comes with camo and regen again. The camo isn't really all that useful on the walking stick because of camo is mainly a raiding ability because it makes your units completely invisible, but it's usually found on weaker creatures or creatures that don't really need camo. Like you don't want camo on a meat shield. If you put camo on a meat shield, it's kind of defeating the purpose of it. You need camo on a high melee raider or something that doesn't have really good defenses, but it is able to deal a lot of damage. So the Chameleon makes great level 5 range units, Chameleon Hippo, Chameleon Frownodon, that sort of thing. As for the Rattlesnake, best raiding unit in the game by far. It's got poison, it's got regen, it's got camo. Basically, you put that with a fast unit and you're set. All you do is just make about 3 or 4, and you just rally them on the enemy expansion, and just make sure they're attacking henchmen. And then if things get hairy, just run them out with their huge speed. So camo is, of course, what happens is if you attack, there's a 10-second cooldown between when you attack and when you can actually camo. So if your creatures attack and you run them away, you got 10 seconds until they go invisible again. So that's basically all you need to be making sure of, which is digging actually works very well with this ability because it means you can dig manually and then have them. I believe Kay we touched on this. You can dig manually and you can have them come up camouflaged so you can have the line of sight again. That sort of thing. It also makes for great scouting units. So you can have camo flyers or whatever just sitting over the top of enemy base, just sitting there doing nothing on no attack stance, and you can see everything and they have no idea you're there unless they put up a sound beam. Okay, so charge attack. Charge attack is found on 6 different units, most of which, with the exception of the Warthog, well, 3 of which out of the 6 have herding, and the Warthog used to have herding and might be getting it back. So, um, and of course, you'll notice that, it's 4. 4 of these creatures also have horns. So when you're getting charge attack, it usually comes with horns and herding, which makes it indirectly a very expensive ability. However, what it does is it's a late game ability. It basically doubles your speed when attacking. So when you have, say, an elephant, it's about 15 meters away from the enemy creature. You right click to attack. The elephant charges in at double speed, does twice the damage, stuns the enemy creature so that it misses a round of attack. And pretty much that's what it's used for. It's great for getting in close to range units, especially. Um, so, for example, you have elephant komodos or something. You just rush them in. You rush them in, and they'll take out the range. They'll get right in close to range units before they can actually do too much damage. Um, so it's basically a range and especially artillery unit counter. Unfortunately, artillery is still pretty broken, but yeah, so that's what you're going to be using it for. It's great on level 5 melee units. It's because of the speed deficit of level 5, because everything is so slow, charge attack is great. Because you can, if the enemy's fleeing, a moose lobster won't be able to catch up and continue to deal damage, but an elephagon or an elephant lobster will. An elephant can just rush in and go bam a couple times and kill off some and do some more damage um, before it before they can retreat, I suppose. Okay, moving on. Defile land. Now, defile also called Soiled Land, although it's usually Defile Land. Basically, a it's an interesting ability. It's extremely expensive. I mean, you can see by the electricity cost. These two creatures are extremely low power, and the bat's 17, cockroach is 19. Um, they're extremely low power units, but they have ridiculously high electricity costs, and that is because Defile Land, I believe, costs a base of 300, I think, electricity. So you aren't going to be making a lot of them unless you have a Death Wish. Um, so yeah, Defile Land, basically, it's like a minefield, I suppose, a continuous minefield. Long story short, the creature just shits all over the place, and I'm completely serious. The complete creature just shits all over the ground, and any creature that walks through the shit takes a lot of damage, is slowed down drastically, and basically it also freezes a lot of people's computers, unfortunately. So the idea is that immune units, and flyers um, do not take damage from Defile, and they don't get slowed by Defile. So if you have a Defile unit in your army, it's best to have immune units at the same and higher levels. Not so much like level 3, but definitely level 5. You want immune units. Elephant ants are good ideas, are a good idea. Shield bales are another. Um, so what you'll usually be seeing here is either a camouflage. It's always a flyer that uses Defile, because land units are simply not mobile enough to spread it around enough. But it's always a flyer. So usually you'll either see a camouflage flyer or a high endurance flyer. Now high endurance usually means bat diplos. So you have a diplo torso, diplo head, whatever, it doesn't matter, and the bat, of course, back legs. So it's basically a continuous stream of Defile, even though it's fairly slow, and also it doesn't exactly have the best defense. So I mean, hurting and high health do help, but it's mainly as something just you use up front. You just fly over and you chill over the ground, and you can do it really quickly because it's got a high endurance. The other one you'll see is Camo. Now, Camo Flyer can be used as usually a cockroach, snowy owl, or a bat walking stick, or bat. Usually bat walking stick, because bat chameleons and bat rattlesnakes are a bit low in the health department. They just die instantly to an anti-air attack. So usually, yeah, you use a bat. Sorry, a snowy owl, cockroach, or a bat stick. Now, there's basically there's a few minor differences between the two. Cockroach, of course, has plague on the head, so if you want to use plague, you can do so. It also, well, it has regen as well. That's no real big thing, but yeah, it's got plague as well. So if you want to use a plague as well as Defile, which is a great idea, um, you can do so. Snowy Owlhead, of course, has great eyesight, so you can do that if you're more interested in that. The bat stick, however, the bat has the highest sight radius in the game, and it also has a sonar pulse. So if you're getting creamed on by, well, you shouldn't be, but if you're getting creamed on by digging units or invisible or camo units, you can use the bat stick, and you'll be able to actually use it not only as a Defiler unit, but also as a scat unit. Okay, Deflection Armor. Again, we've only got 2 base units, but Deflection is an extremely powerful ability. What it does is 35% of the time it will deflect an enemy range attack, not artillery, range, meaning sonic or direct range, back at the enemy, in order to deal damage. So, obviously, it's a hard counter to range units. Of course, the shield bug also comes with the added benefit of stink cloud and immunity, so you can use those for excellent anti-range units, especially against bombardiers and that sort of thing. And Hercs, of course, have barrier destroyer and hovering, which means you can use them as more raider, sort of powerful raider units, I suppose. So usually you'll be seeing deflection on high level units, for example, elephant bugs, moose bugs, Shield whales, shield bug whales, usually shield bug because they're faster, as you can see. Hercules beetle has shit speed. Um, yeah, so of course, shield bug is usually the optimal way to go because it's much cheaper and faster. But the Hercules beetle is it's much bulkier. It has excellent damage. So yeah, it's both units are very viable.